Every small town has a story, and we're here to shine a light on the people, places, and moments that make ours unforgettable. Welcome to the Small Town Bold Stories podcast. On today's episode of the podcast, we sat down with Rhonda Roberts of Roberts Family Farm. Rhonda shared with us how their farming operation in 2000 was looking to make a change, and her husband, Kevin, had a crazy idea that she thought would not take off, and 25 years later, it has been extremely successful and something that attracts people from a whole region around our community, bringing people to Guston, Kentucky to see their operation and their agritourism. Check it out. Well, welcome to the podcast, Rhonda. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Introduce yourself and kind of give us a quick history of who you're with and what you do, and then we can get into the meat and bones of it and tell some stories.
I'm Rhonda Roberts, and Kevin's sorry he couldn't be here. We just wound down our fall season, so before the rain comes, he's got to get everything put away. And,
he's working.
Get ready for the next season, which is right around the corner, with Roberts Family Farm and Mama Rob's Bakery, if you've heard of that, with our homemade cheesecakes.
I've had it a time or two.
I love that. Thank you. With Roberts Family Farm, Mama Rob's Bakery, we started in the year 2000 and just we're a seasonal agritourism is what we are.
Which is awesome. So 25 years.
Yes.
You kind of started it in 2000, kind of as you said, Kevin's crazy, right?
Yes. We had a tobacco base at that time. And, of course, we were living on love, but... He's like, we'll sell a tobacco base and start a pumpkin patch. And I'm like, what? He said, well, make some flyers, send them to the schools. I said, but what if nobody comes? So I was the one that was skeptical about it. And sure enough, we sent those flyers out and we had 300 students that first year. And it was like, okay, maybe that's be something.
You're not crazy, Kevin.
Yeah. So 25 years later, it's like several surrounding counties. We get them out of Jefferson County, over in Harrison County, Indiana. Hardin County, Breckenridge County, Meade County. It's been amazing,
crazy.
Yes, we love it. I mean, we're so blessed. We say that every year, so blessed.
That's awesome. And for people who don't realize, tobacco was big in this area.
Yes.
And then in the early 2000s, kind of the industry was changing. It just wasn't as profitable to continue doing that. So a lot of people were thinking, how can we do something different?
Yes, exactly.
So this was a great way to diversify the farm, do something totally different, but 25 years later.
And we were ready for that. We were all raised, of course, in tobacco. And then when I got married and we still did tobacco, I was okay to do something different.
Yeah. It's hard work. A lot of hard work.
It is.
Yep. So was this the family farm where you all are now, or what's kind of the history on the farm itself?
The farm has been in the family since 1904.
Wow.
Roberts Family Farm, Ma and Pa Roberts lived there and had Kevin's grandfather and great uncle. So, they were raised there. It's the old family farm. Uncle Clint always called it the old home place every time he came back to visit. And then once we started the field trips, and I mean, started like it was all just the woods, had a few picnic tables for them to bring their sack lunches out. Some would sit on the ground. So it kind of gradually grew. But I remember when Uncle Clint would come in from Mississippi. He ended up being a professor at Mississippi State University. And then once he came home, he would come during the field trips, and he always played the harmonica. And he would play My Old Kentucky Home on it. And I'll never forget seeing the field trip of the students sitting on the ground and Uncle Clint standing there with his harmonica to play that for the children.
Awesome.
And Uncle Clint ended up living to 100 years old. That's who we bought the farm from, was Uncle Clint. Kevin's grandfather, his brother, ended up with the farm over on Stringtown Road, which is where Kevin was raised and I was raised. So, Uncle Clint lived to be 100 years old, and he passed away on mine and Kevin's 24th anniversary.
Wow.
So, and he was brought back to Akron to be buried, and 1 week later, Aunt Mary Lee passed away after he passed away. But anyway, we're so blessed to have the farm. So blessed to have the farm. And they knew what it meant to us.
Oh, sure. But it's kind of interesting, I think, that it's kind of come full circle.
Yes.
Because a lot of your family lives there adjacent to or on the farm now as well.
Yes. Neighbor Dan and Deanna, at the beginning of it. And, of course, they were on the farm before we were. They lived on the front. And then Uncle Clint asked if we wanted to buy the farm, and it just all worked out.
because your son is now on the farm. Or I'm sorry, not
No, Casey's in Louisville.
Yeah, Casey's in Louisville.
We don't see him much during the fall.
It's funny how that probably
He doesn't
works,
like
isn't it?
doing farm work. So anyway, Renzi, yes, our daughter and son-in-law, we deeded half the farm over to them so they could build the venue to start what they wanted to have on the farm. So they have the venue at Roberts Family Farm, and then have now their 5-year plan of building their forever home there on the farm. So we have our 2 grands right there, which is a blessing for all of us. As we get older, they'll take care of us, and we've got them there. And Casey visits every now and then.
When it's not fall and there's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's correct. They gotta love him.
Yeah. So over 25 years, it's grown drastically. You kind of talked about how it was a few picnic tables, but now it's so much stuff.
It is.
But it's more than just the fall part. So let's talk about that first, then we can get into like what fall looks like for people. So
we are seasonal agritourism. So throughout the year, it's like, let's see, first would come, I guess, farmer's market. And then in July and August, we do You Pick Blackberries by the Honesty System. And then our fall season is September and October. And then we open Black Friday for 3 consecutive weekends only for Christmas tree sales.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So blackberries are always good, but your big one that most everybody probably knows about is the fall.
The fall. That is our biggest season, 7 weeks in the fall season.
Yeah, that's your all's life for 7 weeks in the fall.
It is. It takes Kevin all year to prepare for that, but that's when it's showtime, 7 weeks, and it goes by quick, and it's nonstop, 7 weeks nonstop. You know, we open 1 to 7 to the public, but we actually do all our field trips in the mornings. So every day we're out there from 8 a.m. till we close at 7 p.m. for 7 weeks.
And you live there too, so there's no leaving it.
Right.
There.
But thank God we live there, because I wouldn't want to have to go very far, because the older we get, I'm pretty exhausted.
Yeah. So for people that don't realize, it's more than just a pumpkin patch. There's so much there. So what all is there? The corn maze, like, all of that stuff.
Listen, the first thought that came to me when you said it's more than just a pumpkin patch, as soon as you said that, I thought, yes, it's family traditions.
That's so cool.
Not just what we have there. Families love what we offer. We've never charged admission, which you don't hear of that when you go to themed places for entertainment. And that has crossed our mind here and there. To offer more, we needed to bring in more, but we just couldn't do it. When we opened in 2000, our mission was to have families have family quality time. You know, and if it costs too much, when it adds up how many are in your family, they're just going to stay home, you know, and we get that. We get that. Absolutely. So our mission was, you know what, we just want them to come out and have fun and be together, create those memories. So as the years have gone, we have been able to add on more things for them to do when they're there. So, you know, it's free admission, free wagon rides to the pumpkin patch. We have a free playground. But other than that, then last year we built a new play yard with a huge slide, giant slides. Kids are loving that, and adults love the slide.
Yeah.
Kevin actually taught me into going one time, and that was it. That was enough for me.
I went down and I thought, I'm at the top and getting ready to take off.
When you think,
holy cow,
I screamed all the way down. They loved that video. But anyway, we had pony rides, face painting, Kentucky Kettleheads does their popcorn, their kettle corn and stuff. Joan and Tim Cook have the grilled stuff. We have goats to feed, 5-acre corn maze, face painting, the apple cannon. It was added last year as well. But there's just so many things to do. It does. It's fun.
Yeah.
Adults love that.
Yeah.
The men, it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot of fun. So there's plenty of things for all ages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I think is so unique about it is a lot of it you all do, but then you're bringing in partners within the community as well, which I think is unique, from the kettle corn, doing the pony ride. Like, it's always great for those other small businesses.
It helps them, and it's really an asset to us, you know, to offer more. It's better for everybody. It's a win-win for everybody.
One, it offers more, but it helps the community. And that's what's so important.
Absolutely.
That's what makes this area so.
We have an awesome community.
We do.
Brian, we do.
And so many places I think would kill for what we have, but it just makes it such a great place to live. So the slide in the yard was a big kind of addition for you all, I'm sure.
Yes.
Where did that idea come from?
Well, we just decided we needed more. It was time. And you get that feel through the 25 years. It's like, just like when I built the bakery in 2014, it was like, okay, it's time for me to quit my public job and come home first. Because Kevin and I both have had public jobs all during the time. And we would hire people to take care of field trips. We would open at nights and we would be there. But
Just not the same.
yeah, but in 2014, it was like, okay, it's time for a bakery. He's like, so you'll work and do the bakery? I'm like, no, it's one or the other. Yeah, it's time. And I'm telling you, it's going to do good. Well, then it got to be where it was time for something else. And, every year people say, what's new this year? What's new this year? Well, we couldn't always do something new. We didn't keep in mind, we have never charged admission. So, you have to take out loans to do stuff, get it paid off, which we've been blessed since. But it was time for more. So we decided on the play yard, and Kevin told our two kids and Ben, just if you want to invest, let's do this together. So he's trying to get them involved. Of course, they have the venue there now, but it's like, let's let them invest on this too, so they see, because we're not going to be here forever. And what it would mean to us, for them to take over, which we know they will. Casey might be a silent investor, but
that's okay. You need to speak up.
But anyway, what a blessing to know and what they'll do in the future, with their visions from what we started. So we all went together on the yard and decided on the big slide. Kevin and I had gone somewhere and saw it at another farm, several counties away. And that's what you do. You kind of see ideas, you go visit their place, see what works for them, and bring in new ideas to our area. And of course, the jump pads, they've been great for the field trips. He opened it up for the kids to jump on them. But yeah, it's a blessing to have that. And, and we're hoping one day to have other plans with that, to be able to rent that out for parties, birthday parties and stuff. Yeah, we've already had some ask about that. So we had thought, right away we could do it, but, that's something you just got to plan. So I think Lindsay and Ben will be involved in that. And that might be something they do with that, is kind of rent that out. So
the yard has the two big slides that you can kind of race down, and then it has some inflatable bounce pads and
two jump pads, the small one and the large one. It has a dirt hill that kids climb on with a rope and climb down. And then this year we added the trikes, the little tricycle things that are in behind the slide.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When I did the slide, I thought I hadn't been on it, and I was with a 3-year-old, and he was all about it. I was like, I don't know about this,
right?
Because it's a pretty steep drop off. I thought, I don't know, I might hurt myself. And we're going down, and I'm like, okay, I weigh more, I should go farther because of weight. And it was the exact opposite.
Right.
The 3-year-old went all the way off the end, and I barely made it down halfway. So it was just interesting, I thought. So what about the corn maze? That's always kind of sponsored by a local business or somebody in the community. So you've had a lot of cool corn mazes over there.
We have. And when that first started, we would just think of a design. Andy Mills, we had to give him credit. He has always been the one to cut out the corn maze, which amazes me how he can do that. And he showed us on his GPS thing, and it connects up there. And so as he's driving through with the pattern, it shows him where he has already cut. And it's pretty neat.
It's just a lawnmower with
process. Yeah, a GPS thing connected to it with the pattern on it. It's pretty cool. But he has done that every year. So we started, and we would think of what we wanted in it at first. And then I don't remember who the first one was that approached us to say they would love to sponsor the corn maze. And we're like, well, that's a good idea. Every year since, we've had somebody, or even 2 years ahead, I'm next, so that's been a blessing, and pretty cool, because they can use that for their advertisement.
Exactly.
We have their company out the weekend before we actually open to the public. They get to have the pavilion, have a picnic, whatever, and all go through it free because they sponsored it, and we tell them set signs up around it, do whatever they want because they sponsor it. So
gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Who are some of the most recent ones that you can remember that you've had?
You're going to put me on the spot.
I am.
Getting older. Who was even this year? Stoll's Country Store was this year with their famous rocking chair and stuff.
That's cool.
Gosh, who was last year?
Didn't Newport do it one year?
No, they were thinking about it for next year.
Okay.
Who was last year? Like Tony Brown Chevrolet has done it. Joe Barker Farms.
All kinds of them then.
Yes.
Okay.
This shows my age. Listen, the memories don't come real quick.
Okay. We won't know this shit.
Next question.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm supposed to be asking questions here. So community, on that note, it's a big part of what you all do.
Yes.
One of the things that you shared before we started was visitors and their comments about staff and things that make you feel good.
Absolutely. Listen, I might get emotional.
That's okay.
I've told Kevin through the years, we are so blessed because when we hear things from our customers, which I love to call friends, new friends, old friends, people we don't know yet, they get it. They get what we're about.
That's awesome.
You know, our mission when we started, I'm sorry,
Okay. Take your time.
that's just how much it means to us. Our mission when we began was to not charge anything, like I said, because we wanted families to have quality time. And when they come in and they just do nothing but give us compliments, it feels like a Hallmark movie when we're coming back the road, or how friendly our staff is, or we don't have to worry about our children when we're here. Like, we just feel comfortable. We feel like we're part of the family, feel like we're home. I mean,
Just kind of taking a pause.
it's the best things you can say. Yes. Like, they get it. They get it. And, or when they come to the bakery, this reminds me of my grandma, my grandpa. And I'm like, that's the best thing you could have ever said to me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. Well, fall is behind us.
Yes.
Christmas time is right around the corner. I've seen so many people that are already putting up Christmas decorations, but you're transitioning, got a couple more weeks before Christmas season starts, but open the day after Christmas or day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday.
Yes.
So what all does that preparation look like? What all do we have coming so that people...
Well, the first thing, which several people are aware of because they love to follow our trip to Mount Wilson, Virginia. We love that. People they go on and on about following that. I love to post that trip on Facebook because just like us, there's several places we haven't been, and it's kind of like you can see it through their eyes.
Yeah.
Well,
it shows how we're real too. Like,
yes.
It's the real side of the farm that people may not see. Like,
that's
it's
right.
real and genuine.
Yeah. So we grow white pine in our fields, and but we can't grow the Fraser firs. So the true Christmas trees, that's where we go. And so we go to Mount Wilson, Virginia. And so that's our yearly trip. And people just lined up for the corn maze sponsor. They line up for our trip with me and Kevin.
Yeah,
we get to go next year. We get to go next year. I said, Kev, I don't think we're ever going by ourselves again. That was at the beginning. Those days are over, which we love. We love that with our friends. But that's the first prep, is we take that trip. Of course, Kevin's cleaning up for fall. He's getting everything set out, the tree shakers, everything ready, because we open all the trees up and hang them all in the play area so that people see the shape, the size, exactly what they're picking out, So we go on our tree trip, and then we come back. Of course, the bakery's ready for Thanksgiving orders, and then it's on. We open Black Friday for 3 consecutive weekends only, from 1 to 7 to the public. But it's just awesome. That's another one of the traditions, not just traditions for pumpkin picking. Here we go, traditions for the real Christmas tree. Yeah. And a lot of people they love the Fraser firs we bring in, but a lot of families want to go to the field to get a white pine
and cut it
just
down
for the experience.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's an experience for sure.
So the whole family's picking out their own tree, and which is why we like to hang the Fraser firs all through the play area as well, because they're walking through kind of like they're picking out their own. They're just not cutting it down. And people sometimes ask, can we cut our own tree down? Because we do that, just kind of a liability thing. But we tell them we do have hand saws. So if they want to borrow one of our hand saws, they can cut a tree down as a family. So that's making great memories with their family, And
that's something that takes a while to... You can't just plant a tree overnight and cut it. So
no, it takes the trees at least 7 years to grow. I mean, Kevin, every year he replants trees where they were cut, but then he has to replant the ones that die. It's a process. It's a big process. They have to be trimmed every year. It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Yeah, come Christmas time. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
And are there wreaths and garlands and other stuff that you...
There are.
carry? That's what
In our country store, we switch out. Of course, that's another community. We have our local vendors in our country store, which makes it what it is. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have anything in the country store.
All kinds of stuff in there.
Yes, because we are not big on flea markets, buying. There's nothing wrong with that. But for what we do, we want handmade local crafts, whether it's handmade soaps, wooden crafts,
Metal
you know,
art, I
just,
think I've seen it.
yeah, metal. Yes, Junior Daly does a great job on that. So the handmade wreaths, the stuff for the season. So we switch out from the fall stuff to now there will be Christmas items in there from our local vendors.
So
So
cool.
yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
And then was it last year or the year before you had Jude from
Jude
WDRB?
Redfield, he came a couple of years in a row. Last year, he texted Kevin and he said he had another family that wanted to donate. And he said, we got to share the love. We said, we completely understand. But actually, he has already contacted Kevin. He's going to be here
Okay.
very soon to get this year's tree.
Now, this is out. It's
So we
probably
love
already been. You know what? And that's so cool. Like,
He is the coolest. They are so nice. You know, Keith Kaiser was just here a few weeks ago.
yep,
What
I remember.
was it right before we opened? See, I said it
Something
flew
like
by.
that.
He was so funny. He's just
Character.
cool. He is. He is. So yeah, we've been blessed that we are supported by WDRB friends, and you know, we've always watched them and see how they are like a family. You know, just they're so fun. But we are so appreciative
Well, how
that
cool is
they
it?
follow us and
Yeah.
support us.
And to turn on the TV and see one of your
Yes.
trees. Do
Tringle tree, there it is. Yeah.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
so tell people kind of any future plans that you want to drop or hint, maybe, or
None in particular. Our future plan would be just honestly to continue what we're doing, continue getting our kids
involved
involved.
in grandkids.
Yes, yes, because the grandkids, we give them chores as well. You know, just see what they're going to end up doing with it. So that's kind of where slowly Kevin and I are not getting out of it. We'll do it till we can't. This is what we truly love. But we want to get them involved to see what they can do. But just like with the grands, you know, it's easy to spoil them and hand them everything.
That's what you're
But
supposed to do. Is
we have tried to do things to where they have chores and come help grandma in the bakery or help grandpa. And then we pay them. We try to teach them if it's a job we bring money in on, you can also make money. Boo Boo and Adler, they have set up a lemonade stand. They did a s'more stand. So it's cute to see them get involved, and they love to see, oh, you know, we make money, you know, compared to when I was down with my surgeries. If I needed towels folded and Bryn said, Grandma, do I get paid for this? And I said, no, honey, this is something you do because you love Grandma. You like to help others out. So you need to teach them the difference.
Well, and teach
you know,
those
that's
values
important.
from a young age. Too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's nothing better than farm value, like agriculture values. You don't get.
You know, it's funny. Kevin and I were both raised on farms, and who didn't want to get off the farm? Like, I cannot wait to leave the farm. And we have said all along, as our kids have been raised on our farm, because we are truly blessed to have the family farm, as they've been raised, when they would make comments or act like we did when we were kids on the farm, I would just say, you'll understand when you get older. Yeah. We understand why you feel the way you do, but you'll understand when you get older. Yeah. And that's what it takes. It takes growing up. And I always told Kevin, it's different when we were kids and had to work on the farm compared to now. We own the farm, you work for yourself, and that's such a blessing just to be on a farm. And now I think every child is blessed to be raised on a farm. Just the values, the simplicity of it.
Lifestyle.
It is. And, you know, it makes me think of one of our field trips we had. You know, they come from Radcliffe, different places in Hardin County. I think it was a school from Radcliffe, and a little boy got off the bus, and he said, so what are we going to do here today? And asked what a hay bale was. At the time, we didn't have the benches on the wagons. It was actually hay rides. But for security reasons, we've kind of changed this. But we said, let's get on the hay wagon. And he's like, what is a hay wagon? You know, it was all the little things that made you see, because we were raised in it. You just know.
We don't think
that you don't think about those that truly don't know what that stuff is.
I have no
and Kevin said, you just hang with us and we'll show you, you know. So it's things like that that open your eyes.
For sure.
You know? Yeah.
And chocolate milk does not come from a brown cow.
That's right. That's
our kids don't realize that. So
that's a good one, Brian.
Yeah. So open Black Friday for 3 weekends.
Yes.
1 to dark every weekend.
Yes.
What else should people know about kind of the Christmas season and just Roberts Family Farm in general?
The Christmas season is the, you know, just come out for your family tradition of getting the tree. Our country store and then the bakery, and, we kind of switch out. It's kind of like Girl Scout cookies. You look forward to them once a year.
Okay.
That's when we add our Buckeyes and our bourbon balls
Oh,
once a year. So people look forward to that.
go wrong with
So,
those things.
no.
Okay.
And kind of watch us on Facebook, because that's when we say, the Thanksgiving orders are coming up, and the Christmas trays that have become a tradition that have a variety of stuff on them. We have businesses in the community that really support us through that. Meade County Bank is a huge one.
I think I've seen some.
Yes, that they give to their customers, and we are so grateful for that. And but individuals can order those as well. But that's just something, growing up, Mom always baked a lot at Christmas, and she would make trays and give them out to neighbors and friends. And that's where that came from. Just like the cheesecakes. She taught us how to make the cheesecakes. When we opened the bakery, Kevin said, we need to do something that is different around here. And I thought, well, we'll do Mom's cheesecakes. That's something that you have to go to Louisville to get, So that has been an awesome thing to have that here. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we've come up with other recipes, and it's been a blessing in the bakery to have my sisters, my cousins, family, friends to help us out. And that's been a blessing all over with our country store, out everywhere. We take pride in the people we hire. They are the front line.
Sure.
They are the ones that people see. And
they're your representatives.
Yes, they represent us, and we are very proud to say we are so blessed. And we love hiring the high school students. Well, some of them aren't even in high school, but a lot of teenagers in our community, they will get on our list. Kevin has a bigger list than ever now. But we love that.
That's good.
They need to learn, and it helps us out. It's a win-win. We have so many amazing young children. The youth in our community are amazing.
Yeah.
To come and help out, and it's fun to get to know them. Of course, we know a lot of the families, but you don't really know their children. But once they start helping you and working for you, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just one big.
So proud of them. Yeah, it's fun to watch them grow till they graduate, and you're like, oh no, we're gonna lose them. And but yeah, we've got. I just want to really say that we are so blessed in our community with all the people, the businesses, the youth. Just
it's a super unique place for sure.
It is. So. It is. So proud to come from here.
Yep. So located in Guston.
Yes.
If somebody doesn't kind of know, give them just briefly like where you are so they can find you.
125 Kennedy Road in Guston. It's like 7 minutes from Brandenburg. It's not far
at all.
Not far at all.
Close to Fort Knox, E-Town.
Yes.
See there pretty quick. Follow you on social media.
Yes. On Facebook is the biggest way to follow. I know everybody doesn't have Facebook. We do have a website. Our daughter has us, I think, on Instagram, TikTok. I don't know that stuff. We do not. Lindsay takes care of us on all of that, which we're very appreciative of you, Lindsay.
That's good.
She really takes care of a lot. Like, we are just simple people. We don't know all that stuff, but so thankful that our kids do.
And that's what you have to do in business. If you're not good at something, you got to find somebody that can help you.
That's right.
Knowing that skill is
Lindsay's
important.
the chosen one.
Yep. Well, anything else, Rhonda, before we wrap things up that people should know?
Just that we're very grateful for the community support, the surrounding community support. I mean, this year, the last 2 years, after it's all said and done, we're like, what just happened? And we're getting to where we don't recognize everybody. Where are they coming from? Which is a blessing. You want to get to know them, but just so thankful. That's something that we never take for granted. It never gets old. But I tell you, blessings continue to grow. We never take it for granted.
That's awesome.
And thank you for having us on here.
Just something fun.
Yes, I was nervous at first, but Kevin knew I wouldn't have any trouble talking.
But I think you did just fine.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on, Rhonda, and I hope you have a great Christmas season.
Thank you. You as well, Brian.
Thank you.
All right.
So you've got a cool story to tell, something about our community that makes it strong and unique. You have a business. Someone that has a really cool story about the history of our community or anything else. Well, we want to tell that story on the podcast. So do us a favor and visit smalltownboldstories.com so that we can tell that story next and you get to hear it. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Small Town Bold Stories podcast, brought to you by Next Home Chisholm Realty. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll catch you next time with more bold stories from the heart of our hometowns.